I spent formative years in North Carolina, meaning I moved there when I was basically a year and a half old, and I left there when I was 16. So that's a long time, so Carolina does resonate and very much feeds into my music and my musical sensibilities. It's not to say that those wouldn't have been developed elsewhere, but North Carolina in the 50s and 60s, make no mistake, the South in general, the true South, and I'm talking about Tennessee, North Carolina, Georgia, South Carolina. These were Mississippi, Alabama, northern Florida, Louisiana. These were disenfranchised communities still from the Civil War. This was isolated. This was a time of, there were two huge things that happened in the South in the 50s, into the 60s, that allowed the South to move forward, to stop being frozen from the Civil War. And those two things were, in not any particular order, air conditioning and desegregation.
Yeah.
And it's very restricting to your society to spend a lot of energy keeping good, bright people down. I become intrigued by chords and melodies and by personalities. I'm fascinated to watch people like Katy Perry and Taylor Swift market themselves and sell their music, which is good. It's good, adequate music. It's probably not great music. It certainly isn't innovative music. It's good music pieced together very, very well. And so I don't take anything, certainly wouldn't take anything away from it. It's but is it innovative on any level? And realistically, no. But their capacities to market themselves are, and to withstand the pressure of that marketing, which for anybody who fantasizes about what that life would be, it's generally, when that life comes to you, you're surprised at how lonely it is.
Yeah.
It's stunningly isolating. There's I love mathematics. I love statistics. I love the analytical nature of music. I love dissonant tones and how they resolve into the eternals of thirds and fifths and those flows and those musical adventures. And when I hear Bach and I listen to him resolve chords, or Gershwin, and it's it's so good. When I hear Billy Joel's left hand playing walking these intricate bass lines and solving problems, harmonic problems, by not only note choice, but technique choice, timing choices. It's very, very exciting. I love the Eastern Shore of Maryland. I have to tell you, I love the state of Maryland. Maryland has a wonderful, slightly irreverent, slightly chaotic side that I find very attractive. Now, I love Virginia, but they take themselves too seriously.
Yeah.
I love the Baltimore reminds me of Boston. Maryland reminds me of Massachusetts. It's political. Is there a a tinge of corruption? Yeah, probably so. That doesn't bother me. I don't mind functional corruption. That's because I'm old, wealthy, and franchised. Corruption works well for me to a certain point.
But this is kind of, the Eastern Shore is kind of an island unto itself. You have the bridge and the...
Well, you've got the bridge, and yes, but you guys like to think of yourselves as an island over here, but the fact is that you are part of Maryland.
No, we need to change that sometime.
Yeah,
but,
and yes, it's a nice fantasy. You can't leave Maryland. Delaware is not going to help you out that much, and no, stick with Maryland. You're doing fine.
Well, we have the crabs that we have to figure out. Thanks a lot.